Yo, I'm live. I'm live, Sky, by the way. So don't say anything incriminating. I'm live right now. You hear me, Sky? Sky! I'm live right now. I'm just saying, so don't say anything incriminating.
Yes, sir.
I had to yell. All right, so.
Aye, aye, Skippy.
Aye, aye, Skippy. So I've submitted my comic to Webtoons. I don't know how long it takes for them to approve it, and maybe they won't. It's black and white. I noticed. I don't know if it's supposed to be color. I don't know anything about it. It didn't say it had to be color. It just gave me some dimensions, which were really small and square. Webtoons wants 436 by 436, and I'm like, so it's like now I would have to redraw the whole comic. I don't want to do that again. So I made it I made it I made it the length for 436 or whatever, and then by whatever the width is, so it doesn't take up the entire canvas. I put it on a white background. So I might be able to put double page spreads on a 436 by 436 or something and do it that way. I don't know what they're gonna say, so we're waiting. I don't have to get submitted to web, or accepted by Webtoons. I probably wouldn't even make much money or any money. I don't even know how it works, but basically, I make most of my money on art in real life. People see my art and they like it and they buy it. YouTube, there's like games that are played on YouTube. In real life, there's no games. People either like your art or they don't. You know what I mean? And when people who don't know you, and anybody I've ever shown my art is just like, damn, how come you don't work for? I'd work for like Marvel or DC if I were you. And you're like, yeah, because you just walk in and the editors go, oh, you're such a great artist, come work for us. And I tell people it doesn't work that way. Although I did almost get hired by DC to be fair to DC. The editor was really nice to me, and I had no business even applying at DC at that time. Like I was pretty good as an artist, but I knew nothing about DC except for Batman. And as soon as he was like, "Who's your favorite DC character?" and I literally drew a blank. I should have just said Batman, because Batman would probably be my favorite DC character. Definitely not Superman. But I just went, and for some reason he so put me on the spot and just caught me. So I should have knew he would ask me that question, but I was just a punk 25, 24-year-old, or 20 was I? 20, oh, no, they got company out there. I was wondering. I thought my roommate finally snapped and was talking to himself. My friend Mike Sayers is here, so let me shut my door. You coming in here? I'm shutting the door back. So you coming? You can stay out there. You coming or no? You can stay out there if you want. Want to stay out there? All right. All right. Sorry, that was distracting me too much. But anyway, yeah. So this really happened, by the way. My girlfriend. I was living in New York City, and my girlfriend at the time, or she wasn't my girlfriend, actually. She wanted to be my girlfriend, and I just wanted to be friends. But she somehow got me an interview with the editor at DC. So I'm sitting there in the lobby. I'm looking, it's like Batman art everywhere, like giant cityscapes of Gotham. And I'm just like, wow. I'm like, whoa, this place is impressive. And I think they had black leather seats all the way around, or leather, I don't know, you know what I mean? I kind of remember the waiting room at DC, and the guy was just like, hey, no, he was really cool to me though. And I was just like, who's my favorite? And I should have expected that question, and I was just like, all I could think was like Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America. My brain just would not function. It would not function, man. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I should have just said Batman, you know what I'm saying? But he liked my artwork, and he said, look, I like your art, but I want to see you draw DC characters, 5 of your best pages. So he gave me a script for Superman, and I started working on that script. But then the girl, of course, it's all, a lot of times, not always, not all, but most times, if you leave it to a woman to get emotional and fuck up a situation. So the girl that got me the whole interview, I'm sitting there drawing away, drawing Clark Kent. I drew Clark Kent falling and changing in midair with multiple hands all over, pulling his suit off and tie and everything, and then turning, into Superman and all this stuff. So the girl that wanted to be my girlfriend I think she started getting mad that I was about to take off and be a comic book artist, because I was turning out some really good pages. And I don't know, I would have had trouble with drawing certain things, but I was still really good at this time. It was like 2000. It was the year 2000 precisely. It was Y2K when this happened, and so I'm just laughing thinking about it. It's so crazy. But she started fighting with me, and I got mad. I fell for the trap, because I was young and full of piss and vinegar, and I fell into her woman games, and I knocked a plate of food out of her hand, and it hit her, the food splatter out, hit her in the face and all over, her blankets, and because she would just sit in bed all day and nag at me. Except when she was working, making $800 a week for some company, and that she got it. She got a job out there she was a pretty good go-getter, this girl, but I just wasn't interested in her, because even though she worked, she was she was huge, big fat girl, and I'm not into fat women, sorry. And if you're that big, I just assume if you're that big when you're young, you're just going to get bigger. And so anyway, because I think I was like 28 or so. I wasn't in my 30s yet when this happened. So she, that was about the last straw, for both of us, because I got sick of her nagging, and then when I knocked food in her face, that was it for her too. She left New York City. She moved out. So now it's me staying with this rich guy, and I think the rich guy was just a desperate. He was like a Jewish guy, famous. He was famous. I don't want to say his name, because I don't, this is really nobody's business but mine. I'm just telling the story. He's written a book. He's been on. I've seen him on Joe Rogan and stuff like that. The guy that I was staying with, and he's a Jewish guy, and his first name was Howard. So anyway, he now that there wasn't a female living there, I don't think he wanted me around. He didn't want some guy living in his apartment in New York City. So he threatened me with the mafia. I think she probably told him I was abusive and all this. She probably lied and exaggerated about me. So he probably just started to think I was a bad person. So he threatened me with the mafia. This guy, he said, if you don't get out of here right now, my mafia friends are going to come. And I was just like, once I hear the words mafia, it's just like, okay, I'm not going to stand up to the mafia by myself, So I'm just like, yep, no problem. I heard the word. He was probably just lying, but, or maybe not. He lives in New York City, and he's a pretty wealthy guy and has real estate in New York City. Real estate, in Manhattan. So he's that wealthy. And I was just like, okay, I heard mafia. I was like, all right. And I got my stuff and I just left, and I forget about the comic book pages, forget about DC. I forgot it. None of that even mattered at that moment, except me getting I literally left his house, and was walking through Manhattan at 3 a.m. with bums coming up to me going, yo, man, yo, you need a woman? You looking for a woman? You know what I mean? And just, and I went straight to the bus stop, and went straight to the subway, and then right to the bus station, and You know what I mean? Waited until, and waited for a bus going back home, and I just took the bus home. That was the end of that little experience. I just thought I would tell that live, but I did almost, to DC's credit, I did almost get a job working for DC. It's just, it fell through. What can you do? So anyway, I'm just gonna show. I just want to show you. I did make some final little changes before I submitted the cover, but I think it came out really good. And there it is. Bam! Look at that. You can see it really good. There it is, man. I fixed the wing just I don't know, it needed a little something because this one looked cockeyed or something compared to the way I had it shaded, like the wings weren't at the same angles, you know what I mean? And so there's that. Looks pretty tight though, does it not? There's Manomite. I'm pretty sure you guys can see. Here, let me oh, there we go. Can't see. Sorry, see? Good thing I did that. You can't even see it, so now I'll show you. There it is, way up close. There's my inks way up close. Ooh, look at it. Looks horrible. Those lines look horrible. This is larger than what I worked on it at right there. You can see that now. Yeah, you can see that. So there we go. Now I got to do that again. Ooh, man, look at that. God, that's gruesome. Look at those horrible lines. What a hack. He's a hack. No, I'm just that's actually, it's not bad though. Look at that. Here, let me scale it down because I don't want to see all my mistakes. You might not be able. Oops. I almost fucking deleted it. Okay, sorry, I got backup files. I went to school for this stuff. I have backup files. So there it is, man. Here, let me go a little larger because it's smaller on your screen, I'm sure. So we can go a little bit larger, not that large. There we go. Yeah. I really like the aquatic guy too. I mean, the Airstrike steals the show though. Airstrike steals the show. This is Hydro and this is Nutjob. He's like an engineer too. It's not Nutjob. It's not only Nutjob. He's crazy. If he's kind of like, the Southern nut mentality. You ever hear that old saying about Southerners? Southerners are really nice right up until he's really nice and polite right up until he has to kill you. That's Nutjob. Airstrike is a big black dude right there. Big black dude. You know what I mean? In real life scale, yeah, that's probably about real life scale. You can see Airstrike's bigger than both of them, basically. Yeah, it's about real life scale. He would be a little smaller than Nutjob. He's like a half Asian guy or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Mediterranean. He's right here. That's him right there. He's got a ponytail too. This guy has long hair. You just can't see it. He's got behind Nutjob. He has a ponytail. They've all had like pretty hard lives growing up. Nutjob had a good life, but then they destroyed him, and he was home. The bad guys destroy him and ruin his career, and like he ends up homeless in the gutter like an ex-convict. So he learns real quick about how the world works. And there's Manomite. I don't know if you can see him, but I think Manomite looks awesome. I finally conceptualized what it is I was trying to get out on the paper there. Looks like it might need some shading, some kind of hatching right up here, but whatever on the edges of these, but that's all right. It looks pretty good. I finally also looked up a tutorial on shading I should say I've looked up other tutorials. I finally looked up a good tutorial on shading chrome and shiny metal objects where the guy helped me actually understand the logic behind it, not just intuition. messing around trying to do shiny metals just the way you intuitively like it, and not like what it's really doing or what's really going on, like how chrome actually works and how it reflects. You'll just make a mess of your paper and have white all over everything. And even knowing what I was doing, I had to white out certain areas, black, that. But I had now I have the idea now. Finally, I've asked several artists, pros, like, how do you? Oh, you just go with the contour and you just kind of feel what you like. No, that's not what you do. And maybe I'll get into how you shade shiny metal, because as far as I know, there's only one good tutorial that helps me understand what's going on. But pretty much you can see there's a horizon right there. That's like the horizon, and that's like the sky where it's light. And but I bubbled it out to make a bubble effect because of the bubbly shaped chrome. And then there's a horizon and then a sky, and then there's a white light area down here. I probably, I don't know. That's what I made this black, and it just didn't work. So I had to kind of make like a band across the middle, and then it's like the same thing here is reflected here, you see. But and I'll get into how I did that. And then here it is down here. Here's the horizon, bang, down, like down here, horizon, here, horizon, sky, horizon, sky, horizon, sky, horizon, sky. You see what I'm saying? It's all horizon, sky. It's all in there. So it's all in there, man. I don't even know. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm showing you. But anyway, yeah. So I finally figured out and these guys, they're not, I started shading them kind of like that because I figured, oh, it's metal, it's reflective, you know what I mean? So, but it's not chrome. Like his outfit looks gold. If it were in color, it's gold and black. Manamite is gold, is shiny, fucking super polished, like gold and black is the colors of Manamite. I'll show you his outfit. And then these guys, I started shading, like trying to shade like that too, but they're not, it didn't look the way I wanted it to because they're not chrome. You know what I mean? They're not shiny reflective metal. They're like Stormtrooper. They're white and black. They're like Stormtrooper colors, white and black going on. He's got black, he's got black. He looks the aquatic guy. I didn't think he would look good with mostly white, so he's got more black. You know what I mean? On his head is black, his helmet's black. You know what I mean? His extremities are black. Maybe I'll do some color versions of them. See, what's up?
Bronson wants to come into your room.
I'm coming out in a second. I'm almost done. My dog wants to. Bronson, I'll be out in a second, buddy. Yeah. So, but these guys are just like Stormtroopers, like shiny white and black, basically. So Jimmy Reyes gave me the hint. He's like, you gotta, on shiny, on something that's like white, like you have to very carefully spot your blacks. You know what I mean? I might even went a little too far, but it's not going to be color. It's going to be black and white. So I kind of had to add a little more black than if I were doing this for color. And I could show you what I mean by some pictures of some Stormtroopers. All they got to do is put a little line like this somewhere, and then the colors can make this bright white and this like a blue or a gray, a bluish or a gray or whatever other tone they want, and then it'll look like. Oh, I should show you with the cursor. I don't know if you, but if you're working with a colorist, you could just put a line right here, just a thin line where this big shaded part is, and then the colorist would be like, oh, okay, and that would be bright white, and then that would be like a darker color down the rim. You know what I mean? With the light coming down like this. But I'm working with black and white. You know what I mean? I'm working with black and white, so I had to actually go in and really darken some areas out. I'm not to show shadow, but and the more dark it is, like on his helmet, you see what I'm saying? The darker the value that, then you look, okay, well, that it looks like his helmet's black, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, this is fine. This is the final rendition. I still am going to embellish because, that looks pretty lame. it looks okay, but I'm gonna make this a little more like I might try to do an almost Dungeons and Dragons type of effect on these a little bit with just a little bit more detail, and then I might just make this look even Wrath look more like splattered blood or something. You know what I mean? Well, I'll get to that eventually, but on the logo here, but it looks really good. I had to I hit this as much as I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. This eye, by the time I got done, this his nut job's right eye, Joseph Cavey is his name, was a little bit higher. The eye and the eyebrow and everything was a little bit higher than the left one. So I had to in art editing, in a editing program, I had to I just made like I selected an oval area right around his whole eye socket and everything. And I just moved that whole section up just this or down just a smidgen and leveled it out. And I had to fix his nose a little bit. You know what I mean? Because this nostril looked smaller than this nostril. But other than that, yeah, and I filled his hair in digitally. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, if I really zoom in on it, it's gruesome. But here we'll go in really tight. It's not bad though. I did that digitally. I could go in and clean it up even a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible looking. But I'm working so small, and then this is going to be printed on a 8.5 by 11 um piece of paper folded in half to make it like a mini comic. But at this, right, that's about life size right there, and you can see his hair looks fine. So I'm at my own leisure go in and clean it up even more, and then I might so that I can blow it up and maybe print out posters for people, and I'll get rid of the logo there, and I'll do a poster version or something like that, and I'll get rid of the introducing Nanomite. I might make T-shirts. I think I'm going to work on this logo, get the logo looking nice, Archangels of Wrath. Get rid of that. Get rid of the also introducing Nanomite. Just take that all right out. And then I have a Amazon T-shirt business thing that puts a little bit of extra, like $5-10 extra in my pocket here and there. And I think I'll make T-shirts of it so that if I go to a show like a convention, or if I'm out in public peddling my artwork, I can sell the comic book with the T-shirt. You know what I mean? I can charge whatever I want pretty much for the T-shirt. And I think Amazon uh, will, you know what I mean, will print them for me. I might only make $1 on each T-shirt. I could do it to where I make no money on the T-shirt, and it's just I break even, and only Amazon makes money when I buy my own T-shirts from them. But either way, you know what I mean. That means I can sell the T-shirt for super cheap if I want to, like $10 or something. I think even at $10, I'd probably still make 50 cents a T-shirt or something like that. But sell the comic book with a T-shirt, a little mini comic book for $2.50 with a T-shirt for $10. Heck yeah, I would do it. I think it looks pretty cool. Archangels of Wrath. And I've been meddling around with the storyline, but I'm not on any kind of deadline as it is now. So I can, but I have the major story. I have the major plot all worked out. Oh yeah, my dog wants to come in. He's probably laying outside my door. So, and I got things I got to do today. I got to take a little break from this because man, I've been working nonstop. All right. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Support me. I hope you guys like it. And till next time, signing out.